Lagat. This is Bernard's son. Mika, tell us about your dad's race.
Good.
Alright, now Dad, Bernard, you got second place. Tell us about your race and your thoughts on making this team.
First of all, making the team was the most important thing. That's why I came here. I came here prepared for one race, and I just wanted to go back to the Olympics. I know it's something important for me because I've been looking for something that I don't have so far, and that is Olympic gold medal. And to be able to go back again, I know that I'm going to train well again and focus again on the Olympics and try to get that precious medal that is still missing in my collection.
Alright, we have third place, Lopez, Lomong. Lopez, tell us about your race and how it played out.
Well, I was third. I finished third. It was a good race, and it's just amazing how I came here. I basically now participating in 1500 this year. It was a little heartbreaking because I love 1500 meters, but I came back here I had a great team, great guys who were pushing me and it's like that. Especially Bernard again. This is my second team that I made with Bernard in my team, and just great mentorship, and I just so blessed to be able to come back here and go back to London and have Bernard as my teammate again. So I'm happy for that.
We'll open it up for questions.
Bernard, were you surprised to see Galen come back on you the last 25 meters?
At that point, coming up at 100 meters to go, I was telling myself, okay, I got to push it hard now. I got to, make the wheels go faster and faster and faster. But I passed him, and then he came back again, and so it did not surprise me. He's been running great. He ran 3:34 or was it 3:35 in Oxy meet back in May, and that did not surprise me a lot. At all. So I knew these guys were ready. If that was Lopez, Lomong, would not have surprised me either, because I know the two guys were very strong, and I wanted to keep fighting hard over there so that I can get in top 3 and go to the Olympics. And as I sit over here, I'm really happy that I'm in the team, and that is the purpose of coming to the trials and running hard, and at the same time knowing that I'm prepared to to go represent the United States. So that is the most important thing for out of these competitions tonight.
Lopez, ever since college you've kind of showed a great range, anything from 800 up to cross country even as well. And you made the team in the 1500 last time, and you say you're a little disappointed not being in it this time. Kind of talk about why the decision to run the 5K and what the journey's been like. Everything from placing in the U.S. Championships in the 800 a few years ago to now you're making the team in the 5K.
Yeah. Again, I'm always pushing myself and challenging myself to see what I can be able to do, and come back here just because I ran that 13:11 in Oxford, in Stanford, and I thought I'm pretty good in distance, and I just wanted to come back and see what I can be able to do. And since looking at the schedule as well, I could not be able to double 1500 and 5K, so we just kind of decided to see what 5,000 you can do, because all the training that I've been doing is all geared into the 5,000. I didn't run any fast stuff, I only run 800 this year, and just few races that I ran. So I just want to come back here and see what I can do to do in 5,000. I'm so blessed to be able to come back here and make that team. And again, it's more challenges to come, and I'm just going to be ready for any out there, especially going out and wearing my USA on my chest and be able to go bring the world down.
Lopez, how did your decision to move to Oregon affect this outcome tonight, if it had any effect on that at all?
Yes, I joined my Jerry Schumacher group out in Portland, and all the guys were basically 10,000 meters to a marathon and 5K. So again, if you're always with your brothers and they're all doing the same thing, you're tempted to do all the workout together, and that's kind of what my coach saw. That is something very significant for me. I can be able to do the 5K this year, because how my training's been going, and really great. And so I'm just again, I'm just happy to have a group of guys who are working every day, every single day to be able to be on this podium and make the team and go to present this great country.
Back here, can you just talk about that last half lap or last 200 meters there against Galen and just kind of what kind of how it went back and forth and what a tough competitor he is?
He's a tough competitor, and that did not surprise me either. I mean, because I know that Rupp has been running well. I've seen, he can really close the last 200, 800 really strong. And so I was prepared. I knew that any moment he was going to come and pass me. And so when I saw him coming close by at 2 laps to go, I thought, okay, now I have to make sure I run relaxed and watch, that he doesn't give me a gap. And then at the bell to go, he was just right there with Andy Bambolo, and I thought to myself, okay, I'm still feeling strong now. All I have to do is just wait until the last 200 meters. But then, he had a little kick over there, at 200 meters to go, and I thought I got to just keep pushing a little bit harder. And then that about 100 meters to go, just came close to him and kind of passed him, and then he came back and got me. So, that was the nature of this run today. I was in a position which I'm not used to all the time, where there's a gap and then I'm the one chasing a group, and so that's not always my comfort zone. But I tried today, and I think it's comfortable and it's really nice, and it's something that I have to go work with it in training and make sure that if something like that happens, let's say in the qualifying rounds in the Olympics, I'll be able to run strong again and advance. And if that's the finals, how can I run that well to be able to win the gold? So that is how I'm going to approach my training as we go forward now.
Lopez, can you talk a little bit more about the dynamic of your training group? You have 6 Olympians going to London.
Yeah, I think, again, I'm always trying to go out and learn how to compete, especially with this event, 5,000 meters. And I'm not used to that, but I do have a speed and also some endurance that I have. So I think I just gotta go out and see how these guys are gonna be getting things together, and we will be talking probably with our team manager and things like that to see how can we tackle these guys to be able to go out and bring this medal back home. And so I just gotta go out and see how the race is gonna go. And again, London, the same weather as here, and I've been training here in Scotland, and it's raining all the time, so I'll be ready to go.
Now we're gonna have our first place finisher, Galen Rupp, join us on stage in just a moment. Congratulations, Galen. Why don't you take us through your race and what you're feeling right now?
I'm on cloud 9. This is a great way. I couldn't have been happier with the way the meet went for me here. I know this is going to be the hard one. They've got 2 great guys over here, incredible finishers. They've run well continuously, consistently throughout the year. So I was just trying to get in there. I knew it was going to be a big finish, and I just went for it, and just glad I was able to hang on.
Take more questions.
Galen, since the late race speed has been a focus of your training, is it gratifying to win a race the way you did?
A win's a win, whether you do it for the fun or kicking down the home stretch, it's fun either way. So I was definitely happy, with the way that it went. I know that's always been kind of a weak point, my running has been my finishing speed. We've been working on that for a really long time. So it's gratifying for me, just to see that, kind of come to fruition, and I was just real happy. I know that in London I'm gonna have to beat people, the last 100. That's what Roberto told me beforehand. He's like, you can probably go earlier, play it safe, but you know what? You're gonna have to beat people in the last lap, in the last 100 specifically in London. So you need to start getting ready for that now. And if you can't do it here, then you may as well forget about London, because you're not gonna be able to do it there. So he's pretty blunt with me. That's what I love about him. But he's not scared to give it to me straight and tell me what I need to do. So I was nervous coming in for sure, but I'm real happy with the way that it turned out.
So, Galen, in that vein, did you then decide before the race that come hell or high water, that's how you were going to let it go, that you wanted to just like last lap type of kick and
never thought about trying to go earlier or anything like that?
I mean, if it was really slow, you know, I would have thought about going earlier. You know, if we were just jogging with a couple laps. You know, Alberto told me just feel it out. You know, I've come a long way, and so he said, you know, I trust you in these big races, and you know, you'll know what's fast enough and what's not. But definitely, you know, the last 400, you really got to buckle down. And if somebody goes around you, you know, you can't let them gap you. You got to just go with them. And he's been telling me for a long time, especially right here, you know, at Hayward. Eventually, you know, the crowd's gonna get going. And you're gonna be right there, and you're gonna get that jolt of energy, you know, the last little bit. So I think I finally really got to experience that today, you know, a tight race. Yeah, the big thing he said was, you know, like I said earlier, just be ready for that last 400. You know, these guys are incredible finishers. They're going to be there. You know, they're going to be coming after you, and you know, make sure that you know you pace yourself over the last 400. So that's what I tried to do.
Galen, can you talk about what was going through your mind when Bernard got captured on the home straight?
I really just told myself, keep your head down, keep your form good, and keep driving to the finish. You know, I want to make the team first and foremost, and you know, you can't be worried if one guy gets around you. You got to just keep driving and not panic. I think that's a real important thing. And so, you know, I know that obviously that he's going to be coming the last 100. He's done it time and time again with me. So, you know, I was just telling myself, just stay in it, make sure you get on the team first and foremost, and, you know, just keep it form. You know, that was a big thing, is just drive to the finish.
Again, back here, just thoughts on breaking Steve Fontaine's record, 40-year-old record?
It's a great topper for me. You know, most importantly was getting in the top 30. You know, that's what the trials are all about, punching your ticket to London. So I was really just thinking about that first and foremost, and then you know, if the win came at the end, that's great. And you know, to hear that I got the record, you know, that's unreal. Just to be able to, anytime you mention the same breath as Steve Prefontaine, you know, it's a huge compliment. And so I was thrilled to be able to do that, but more thrilled, you know, just to be able to get on the team and have a good race here at the trials.
Galen, not only about the back here.
Hey,
how's it going? To be able to do this on where you ran in college, and to break free, and to have the double, I mean, has it even sunk into you that you've been able to do that, and just to be able to do this here at Hayward?
It's unbelievable. You know, I'm really feel like the luckiest guy, you know, to be able to grow up here in Oregon, be able to compete at the University of Oregon, a great academic institution, and you know, great track program, and just be a part, you know, of the history here is phenomenal for me. You know, I'm just really glad to be able to be part of the program, and then you know, be able to finish it off, you know, running here at the trials at Hayward Field, my home track. You know, it really I couldn't be any luckier. I couldn't be any more blessed, you know, to be able to run here. These fans are unbelievable. I mean, I remember thinking to myself on the starting line, you know, just when they announced the men's 5,000 coming on, you hear, you know, a roar from the crowd, and this is the only place, you know, in the country, possibly the world, that you're going to get that kind of reception just, you know, for the 5,000. I mean, you knew that the fans would really get into the race, and, you know, all the distance races, and I mean, that's what makes this place special. You know, they love their distance running here. They love all events, but most importantly, you know, they really love that tradition of distance running here in Oregon. So, you know, I'm really just, I'm speechless. You know, to be able to compete here is just a dream come true.
Any other questions for Bernard or Lopez? We want to go ahead and get them on their cool down shortly. Anyone? All right, one over here.
Kind of talk about the last closing meters. You're the guy who usually puts people away in the finish.
You know, thank you. Normally that is my strength, and I feel like today was a little different because I was a little ahead of these guys, Galen, Rupp, and Lopez, Lomong at the beginning, trying to chase the two guys that were ahead of me. And I thought to myself, you know what? I cannot take any chances. You know, who knows? These guys might start going, and you know, I would be trying to run for this third spot and might not be given. So I decided I'm going to go. Normally I'm the guy who sits back, but then I guess I used a little bit more than I normally reserve for the last kick. And so it was a learning process, and again, I said before coming here, I think my training is at 90%, and I was able to run like the way I did, make the team with that particular training that I have, that 90%. And so now I'm going to make sure it's 100% by the time I get to London, and all the things that I learned from this race tonight, that finishing skid that I did not have quite yet, and especially after going hard enough, in the middle over there, trying to close the gap. Those are the things I'm going to be working on so that I'll be able to run strong and be able to retain my my kick. That I'm always good at it towards the end of the race.
Can you just talk a little about Galen's victory?
Was that again?
Can you talk a little about Galen's victory?
It was an unbelievable victory. Honestly, you know what? He did a 10K in the rain, and I did not see it, but people told me, and I read about it. And you know what? The way he did, pushing hard to, running an amazing time. That did not surprise me tonight that he was running strong. People asked me at the beginning of, before we came here, are you worried? Are you afraid of it? But I knew that, I'm going to get like strong competition from Lopez, Galen, Rupp, and Lopez, Lomong, and I was prepared for it. I thought I was prepared, because these guys are strong, and his victory tonight, running 13:22 to break the old record, that is amazing. And I think from here everything is going to be good for Galen as we go towards the Olympics. I think he has a good group of people behind him. He has a great coach in Alvaro Salazar, and I think what we are going to see for Galen is that he belongs at the top, and I think that we will be going there as a team, and whoever brings that gold medal or whichever medal to America, United States of America, that is going to be what our mission going to London. And I think as a team, we have pretty good chances. We have pretty good chances with the three guys that you are seeing up here, and that makes me feel good to be part of this team.
Bernard, you run with evident joy. Can you tell us a little bit about what a treat it is to have these two little ones and your wife watching you run tonight?
Oh, let me tell you, these guys are unbelievable. They are always over there with me. Today in the race, they were in there in my spikes. I have Gigi and my wife in one. I have my wife and Mika on another shoe, and so I feel their presence. And every time I'm over there, I just heard them all the time saying, "Go daddy, go daddy," to a point whereby even another crowd started developing over there saying, "Go daddy." And so these guys, so it was unbelievable. So these guys have been amazing support, and as I go forward, I know that I have nothing but the love and support of my wife Gladys back there with Gianna and my son Mika here. He's learning to do autographs already. I think he did about 5 up there when we were having the word. So it's amazing. Thank you very much.
Lopez in the back. Back here. You also are running with in front of family. Can you talk a little bit about how you and your brothers and your family have helped you here?
Yeah, basically like the reason why I'm running because of these two guys here, Alex and Peter, because when I went back and remarried with my family for the first time after 17 years, I saw these guys there with my mom, so young, so like they don't even know like there is a hope for them. And I say to myself, I'm not going to let them just stay there and follow what I went through. I want them to bring to the United States and get education that they need and get the, basically their life together. Right after the Olympic Games, I flew to Kenya and did all the process, and I brought them here in 2009. The reason why I'm running because they are out there doing the right thing, going to school, taking advantage of everything that the United States people, American people give them, and they started running. And I wanted them to play other sport or something, but they wanted to follow what I went through, and actually they're quite good, more than me, and so it's incredible. And my mom so proud of them, and it's just unbelievable to see how they grow, and and again, I'm just so thankful to American people opening their hands again to invite them over to go to school here in America.
Alright, last call for questions for Lopez or Bernard. Alright, we'll do one more, then they have to go on their cool down.
Bernard, in the 08 Olympics, the 5K turned out to be more of a physical race with some of your former Kenyan teammates. How do you prepare yourself for something like that this time around in London?
I think it is something that is hard to prepare because you never know how somebody else is going to be running. But I guess I have to be to keep an eye open over there, because sometimes people run that way because it's not intentional that they hit you or something. It is just that the pressure of everything. Everybody wants to qualify. Sometimes you find people have same strengths, and so they have to keep together. And you find things are not going the same way. But I have to be careful this time around when I go in there. If I want to run outside so I can be safe out there, not to get tripped or getting pushed, it's something that I'm going to do. But something that we cannot avoid. It's always there. As long as nobody's going to be doing anything crazy intentionally, otherwise then that would be something else that will, would not be cool. So I'm going to be keeping an eye open there for myself.
Well, thank you very much, Bernard and Lopez. We'll let you
Thank
go
you,
cool
guys.
down, and we'll continue with the questions for Galen.
We're going to go cool down.
Bye-bye.
Galen? Hi. With regard to what's coming up in London, could you talk a little bit more about your discussions with Alberto on the topics of so early or wait, sit and kick as you did tonight? Can you really do that in London?
I mean, each race is different. We definitely don't try not to get too far ahead of ourselves. It's still a long ways away. And, right now before this meet, we're really just trying to, get the job done as far as getting on the team first. I'm sure after this, we'll go back and talk about strategy, whatever it is that we're going to do in London. But I doubt that it's going to be this slow in London. Feels that it's the Olympics. They always get going. The weather's probably going to be pretty good. So we'll sit down after this, take a long hard look, and see how my training's going, and then we'll discuss strategy at that point.
Galen, can you say a little bit about, now that you've got this finishing kick and the ability to close much faster, how does that go for your confidence, going against guys like the Galen and the 10K and that sort of thing?
Yeah, it's a huge confidence booster for sure. Bernard's one of the best closers of all time. He's shown that time and time again, and he's done that to me time and time again. So I'm happy with the way that I'm progressing. It's been something that, like I said, we've been working on for a really long time, and so I'm thrilled that it happened here. But we're still going to continue to work on that. You don't win medals and you don't win races by not beating people in the last 100 meters. So that's something that ultimately to be great, you got to be able to close really fast. And I've learned a lot from Bernard. He's talked to me a lot after races in the past, and it's just a class act. And he's told me, you gotta be patient and you gotta be smart with when you go at the end. But you gotta be able to beat people at the end. There's no doubt about it. You're not gonna break them early.
Galen, can you talk about how running internationally has helped you prepare going into the Olympics?
Sorry, can you say that again?
Can you talk about how running in an international competition has helped you prepare going into the Olympics?
It's huge. I feel I'm really happy. That I was fortunate enough to go in 08 because the Olympics is a whole other ball game. It's even different than the World Championships. That's the pinnacle, and the fact that it only comes every 4 years. It's hard to get experience in, but I think that running in 2008 is going to be big. Learning how they work there. There's a lot more stuff you got to do as far as whether it's media or credentialing. Just logistical stuff that you got to be prepared for. So it's definitely going to help. Having that experience behind me, and also just running against great guys earlier at the pre-classic is big. A lot of those guys are going to be in London, I'm sure, and so it definitely means a lot to have experience. You got to be. It's a different type of race, than it is here. Just the overall quality of the field, is great. There's a lot of guys that are able to close. There's so many guys that are able to, have a good day. So you got to be ready for, everybody, basically. So, international experience is it's definitely big.
Galen, you obviously led a country
stick with the London, you said that several times. It appeared that it meant a lot to you to win, too. We watched you cross the line, you kind of pumped your fist a little bit. Is that the case? And also, was it especially sweet to finally get Bernard?
You know, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't really happy to beat Bernard. You know, obviously he's just a class act, you know, both on and off the track. And you know, it's something that, you know, I've looked up to for a really long time. You know, I don't want to make him seem old, but even in high school, you know, I remember looking up to him a lot and just being in awe of what he was able to do at the end. So, you know, I was happy to win, but, you know, the big one's still coming up in a couple months, so, you know, I need to be able to run well there. Trials is great, you know, I'm thrilled to be able to win, but, you know, we've been pointing towards London this whole year, so that's where I really need to take care of business there. And I was just, sorry, what was the first part of your question? Yeah, no, I mean, just be able to do it at Hayward, you know, is that's the trials. It's a special event. You know, I remember in 08 coming here and running and just being able to make the team was big, and you know, now to be able to win the meet and do it in 2 events, I really just couldn't be happier.
Galen, now that you're in the Olympics, 2 events, one of your best friends is arguably one of your greatest rivals. How do you compartmentalize that? He's a training partner, your friend.
I look at it as a great opportunity. You know, the crowd's probably going to be a little different in London. They're going to be cheering for him instead of for me. Yeah, I'm really lucky just to be able to train with Mo. You know, I wouldn't be able at the level I'm at today. I really believe if he hadn't come out to Oregon, he's just been he's been like a big brother to me. You know, he's always talking to me and, you know, mentoring me and telling me, you know, things that can help me, you know, in races and, you know, where I can learn from. Even in practice, you know, he does a great job of that. He's just the most humble, you know, just quality human being, you know, there is. And you know, when we get on the track, we know that it's business, and we know that we're trying to beat each other, and neither of us take it personally. You know, even in training, that's what it's like. And so, you know, we're both going to be gunning, you know, to be up there in the medals, and we know that afterwards, you know, we're still going to be the best of friends after the race, regardless of what happens. You know, we'd be disappointed if the other person, you know, did something to let the other person win or do something like that. You know, none of that's going to happen at all.